I bet you that your injector didn't tell you about all this. It does move up and it creates a duct-like appearance over time. Welcome to this week's Sagar Says. Today we're talking about fillers and what you need to know about getting what filler, where, and the key questions that you need to ask your injector. So even if you don't come to me, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, from what questions to ask and what not to do. So I wanted to throw some shade first on a particular type of filler, and that's probably the one you've heard of, the one that you do know about, the one that you've heard people get in their lips, and you call it Juvederm. So there's also there's a lot of different types of Juvederm. There's Juvederm Ultra, Juvederm Ultra Plus, there's Juvederm Volbella, and Juvederm Velour, and Juvederm Voluma. So what the heck are all these things, and when should you use them, when should you not use them? So Ultra and Ultra Plus are the old school ones. They have been around for over a decade. They work pretty well. They're used in the lips. The big problem of using them in the lips is that it can tend to migrate. One of my colleagues calls it Moviderm because it does move up and it creates a duct-like appearance over time. Juvederm is useful in other areas. It injects well. You can use it for laugh lines, smile lines, and it does work well. Next is Velour and Volbella. These fillers are amazing. They inject well. Probably the best fillers out there. One huge freaking problem though. We started noticing a lot of literature about delayed nodules. So someone complains that 3 months, 6 months after they got the filler, they get this huge lump in their face. The company says that it's still the same amount as before. So what did I do? I went to the FDA database and I researched on how often it's happening. Guess what? It happens 60 times more often than with other fillers compared to just their Juvederm products. Because of that reason, I do not use Velour or Volbella. Specifically, Volbella was a lot worse in the lips. They say it's because it wasn't cleaned well, but there's literally people who have to do surgery to get these nodules removed. And to me, even though it's a better product, the risk of that happening makes it not worth the reward over the other products. All fillers have risks, and if your injector is not telling you about those ahead of time, that's a huge red flag to me. But even though all the fillers have risks, if one has a particular risk over the others, then be wary of it. Similar to that, there's a filler called Radiesse that can form nodules, and same with another type of a filler called Sculptra that can form nodules. For those exact reasons, I don't use those two. I actually did another study with a group of friends. We looked at what was the overall complications of all the different fillers, and we found out that Radiesse and Sculptra were forming more nodules. And now that I've published a study on that, I don't use it because if I got a nodule, I'd be the one who's an idiot. Last but not least is Voluma. It's a great filler, provides a lot of volume, good for the cheeks, injected on top of bone, great for the jawline, and that's great. I think it's a good filler. I personally prefer using the Restylane line of fillers. That's Restylane Define, which is beautiful for the deep wrinkles using a cannula technique, and Restylane Refine for the lips, also using a cannula technique, and then Restylane Lift, which honestly isn't as good as Voluma, but I use it once again because it's my main product line and it works with the other ones. It allows me some cost savings to pass on to you overall, and I don't think that there's enough of a discrepancy between Voluma and Lift to choose one over the other. So there you have it. I bet you that your injector didn't tell you about all this. Get the facts, get the truth, ask these questions, and before you choose your injector, make sure that they're certified. Take care.